do not fall, wander for the narrow road to glory's worth the price.
Welcome to my channel, The Narrow Path to Salvation, where together we discover and discuss some false teachings and misconceptions of a modern Christianity. I'm your host, Maya J. Smith. I was born and raised in an ancient country of Georgia, where Christianity was introduced in the 2nd century. I was raised as an Orthodox Christian, and here together I will discuss with you the narrow path to salvation. Based on my book, all the topics will revolve around the teachings of an Orthodox Christian church, and hope we will discover meaning of salvation together. So today's episode, it's about very well-known phrase, once saved, always saved. And as I said, modern Christianity introduced these concepts which does not align with the authentic apostolic teachings of an Orthodox Christian faith. So let's just unpack why this is a false teaching. To do that, we have to step back, and think about God created us in His image. We are His creation and in image of God. That means He gave us a free will, and He also gave us this amazing quality to create another human being, to procreate. But that free will was kind of abused by Adam and Eve, and we lost the grace. We lost ability to be godlike because the free will, they played into disadvantage. The pride and wrong decisions, created that loss of godlikeness. But God loves us so much, He sent us Christ, His Son, to give us a second chance. So with introduction of a baptism and with acceptance of Jesus Christ, we receive the chance to become Christ-like. But it's not a one stamp and I accept Him and here I am saved forever. It's like if you have a child and he says, oh, I want to go become an engineer and I'm applying for college. Well, if he's applying, he's not an engineer instantly. Or if he's in a college his first year, he's still not an engineer. So that same thing, if we accept Christ, it does not automatically grant us a salvation. We can choose a path, but we can fall off this grace. We can have life decisions just like Adam and Eve and lose the grace. Or we can choose to follow the narrow path and become Christ-like. But let's think for a minute, what is to become a Christ-like? In my concept and also in a concept of Orthodox Christianity, we all have this energy, this energetic field. And if we look at the life of Christ, His whole concept of His teachings were energy-based, because love, it's unmeasurable, it's energy-based. So if we look at our faith this way, that brings us to question, how can we obtain Christ-like energy? In Orthodox Christianity, it's called theosis. We become literally one with God. And it's a lengthy process, and it's also process through life. It's our walk through life. And narrow path, it's not necessarily we walk in a skinny road. It's narrow path inside of us. It's a path of our decisions. And sometimes narrow path, it's hard to walk because decisions are hard to make. And it's usually, like we said to our kids very often, right decision is hard decision. And we know that too, as being kids to a Christ and child of God. So to conclusion, there is a 3 stages to realize that we are a image of God, to realize that we had a fallen nature after Adam and Eve, where sin was introduced, to realize that our sinful nature can be overridden by accepting a Christ, but also to striving become Christ-like through the narrow path of our life decisions. And this will be probably easiest explanation of that misteaching, always saved, once saved, always saved, is not a correct teaching. In our next episode, we will discover what exactly this narrow path is from standpoint of an Orthodox Christian church teachings. And also, I can share some names and some teachings of nowadays saints who walked the narrow path and who achieved that theosis and who became closer to God than any regular people. That's why they called saints.